Greetings from MWN.com. Dr. M. Wilson, formerly Vice Principal and Head of Department of Commerce, Scott Christian College, Nagercoil, is delighted in presenting this session. Thank you. Please subscribe the channel MWN.com. Short run and long run in economics. In economics, the short run and long run describe the flexibility of inputs, that is, factors of production, and decisions taken by firms in an economy. The short run in economics refers to a period during which at least one input in the production process is fixed and cannot be changed. Typically, capital is considered the fixed input, while other inputs like labor and raw materials can be varied. The short run period is characterized by at least one input out of the inputs like capital, labor, and technology is fixed while other inputs are variable. Normally, capital remains fixed in short run. In long run, all inputs can be varied. Firms have the flexibility to adjust all factors of production including capital, labor, and technology. This means that firms can expand or contract their production or offerings in more flexible ways. In economics, the long run is a theoretical concept in which all markets are in equilibrium, and all prices and quantities have fully adjusted and are in equilibrium. The long run contrasts with the short run, in which there are some constraints and markets are not fully in equilibrium. The short run, some variables such as prices, wages, or capital stock are held constant. It is considered to be exogenous. The long run refers to what happens when these variables are allowed to vary and be determined by the model. It is considered to be endogenous. Exogenous variables. In economics, exogenous means something is external to the model and is not influenced by other variables in the model. Exogenous variables are treated as fixed inputs and are used to influence endogenous variables, which are internal to the model. These variables are independent of other variables in the model and are determined by external factors. Since they are external to the model, their values cannot be predicted or explained by the model. Endogenous variables. In economics, endogenous means something is internal to a model and is determined by the model itself. Endogenous variables are dependent variables that change in response to other variables in the model. These variables are internal to the model and are formed inside the model. They are dependent on the exogenous variables and can be considered a response to the action described by the exogenous variable. Characteristics of short run. 1. Fixed inputs. At least one input is fixed. It may be production capacity or capital. 2. Variable costs. All factors of production except at least one variable are variable. 3. Disequilibrium. Variables like prices, output, employment, and wages may not have fully adjusted. 4. Short-term opportunities. Companies are more interested in utilizing short-term opportunities. Characteristics of long run. 1. Flexible inputs. All inputs are flexible, such as capital, labor, and technology. 2. Equilibrium. Factors like prices, wages, output, and employment have returned to equilibrium. 3. Economies of scale. In long run, it is possible to increase the scale of production, which leads to lower average costs. 4. Adaptability. Firms can increase the profitability since it can able to adapt the changes in long run. Example: in the short run, the price of chicken may rise if demand increases. In the long run, supply increases, which leads to a fall in price.